Hello and welcome to another SimplyRail video. The video today is the Servo 7 controller, but with some extra wire links so that we can use it to operate two boom gates just with one input, and that input can come from any of the crossing controllers which have got the negative output. That's an output that will change from 5 volts to ground or zero when the crossing is activated, and so that can just come in with the two wires here and will control this controller. So just the quick setup as per the Servo 7. So I'll do the center pin. I don't know whether you've heard the servos just move to their center position. So now I'll put the servo arms, which would represent your boom gates or even a crossing gate. So to roughly in the middle position, that's what the centering pin is all about. Turn switch 4 on, which means I can now adjust things. Now, one of the things we have with this slight modification is that in one position all the lights are on, the green and the red at the same time, and the other position just the green. So when the red is off, this is all in the instructions, when it's just the green on, it's the top one. So this is for Servo 1, Servo 2. So let me adjust Servo 1 down, and so let's have the boom gates about there when they're up. So they're not completely vertical. And then I'll flick my switch, and we obviously don't want them going down that far. Let's make them fairly horizontal. Something like that, and you can see just how quick and easy it is to set them. Okay, now for this situation we're almost done, but we can also set the speed, and so I'll turn Servo 1 to the fastest and Servo 2 to the slowest, so you can see what the difference is. So that's with the trim pots here. I'll just activate them. So we've got a range there from really super slow to really quite fast. I actually like about quarter of a turn, so I'll get that really slow one back. So you can adjust that quite easily. As you've seen, that's basically it. A couple of other things. If your servo arms have a really small actuator, as with the semaphore signals, we can flick switches 5 and 6. It's a little hard to see how much difference that made, but it means that the servos now have a much smaller range. I've just increased their range to the maximum. If I turn those off, you'll see the servo could go a whole lot further. And I'll put them at their maximum there as well so you can see. But once I put those switches on, it's much reduced travel, which also means you've got much finer adjustment. So I'll turn those back off. I'll reset my positions. The red lights are on, so it's the bottom section. Go to about horizontal. And we'll do our top position as well. And then I can turn switch 4 off and it's ready, and so that would be the open position, and your crossing controller could operate them to work automatically. They'll go down there when the crossing is activated. So there's nothing that you've programmed. I mean, I've programmed the chip, but the only thing we've changed is the trim pots and the switch positions. So at power up, there's no memory for it to lose like some servo drivers do, and it's caused some people some grief. The other thing that this one does, if I turn off the power and turn it back on again, what the servos did there is they jumped down to their middle position and then slowly went up. And I've done that so that if you've got some fairly sensitive boom gates or semaphore signals, when it first powers up, it'll go to the middle position, which should be the safest position, and then it will travel to the extremity. It's just a little feature to prevent any damage to sensitive components you'll be powering. So that's the Servo 7, but with the modification with these links so it can operate as a boom gate like that with just the one input. To convert this back to a standard Servo 7, you just cut those 3-wire links and it will operate as a normal Servo 7. Hope that's helpful. Might inspire you to put some boom gates or crossing gates or some other animation onto your layout. Thank you.